Good afternoon. Can everyone please be seated? So welcome. On behalf of the faculty of the Department of Computer Science, I'd like to welcome you all to Chapel Hill, to the University of North Carolina, and to the Computer Science Department Commencement Ceremony. I'm Kevin Jaffe, Chairman of the department, and we're delighted to have you here on this surprisingly cool Carolina Spring Day to honor our computer science graduates. And of course, today is also Mother's Day, so I would like to also extend a special welcome to all the mothers in the audience. This is a doubly special day for all of you to also be able to celebrate your family members' graduation. So, today marks the 56th commencement ceremony held by this department. We're the second oldest computer science department in the country, and with this graduation, we're now well into our second half century of research and teaching in computer science. But of course, computer science is a fairly new science and discipline, and while we're proud of this history, we have to put it into perspective, because we have to remember that today, compared to other departments, the campus is celebrating its 218th university commencement. So to begin, I'd like to present to you some of the faculty of the Department of Computer Science. Seated on the stage behind me are some of the faculty who taught your sons, your daughters, your husbands, and your wives. Can the faculty please stand to be recognized? I know I speak for the faculty as a whole when I say that they share in your joy at seeing your family members graduate. And graduation of these students really is indeed something to celebrate. Computer science is not an easy major, and the young men and women who sit before you today, I guarantee you, have been put through their paces, but they persevered and they made it. This graduating class is actually notable because this represents the first class of graduates for whom a majority of which were born in the 21st century. It's our first truly modern computer science graduating class. And for you graduates, for most of your lives, many aspects of it have been dominated by technology. You don't remember this, but you were born under the specter of technology run amok. As we approached the year 2000, there was much concern over the fact that vast amounts of software kept track of dates using only 2 digits to represent the year. Why not? And as we got close to January 1st, 2000, the variables that would store these year dates would roll over to 00. And everyone thought, oh my God, all these software programs that are all over the world will think that the year was 1900 and all manner of havoc would result. And so this was the famous Y2K crisis. But computer science rose to the challenge and solved the problem. Updating software, I'll mention, was nowhere near as easy in 2000 as it was today, but it was disaster averted. And then as you were toddling along, and by the time you made it around into second grade, that's when the iPhone came out, and that device forever changed our conception of a phone from a device for voice communications to an information appliance that supported a myriad number of ways of communicating and interacting. We still think of it as a phone today, but all of you seated on the floor know that it is in fact a very high-speed computer where every function is performed in software. And then by the time you were in high school, television, as we had known it for almost 100 years, had all but disappeared and been replaced by content distribution networks and streaming. The same thing had happened in newspapers. They had gone obsolete as all content had moved online. And then finally, in your college career, very few of us would have made it through the COVID pandemic had it not been for video conferencing and screen sharing technologies. And then, of course, there's the role that's not spoken of much, but that of computational science in the development of COVID vaccines that helped us pull out of the pandemic. So I think all of this just underscores the power of technology to impact and transform our lives. Computer science is everywhere, and you graduates will get a chance to play a role in shaping the current and future technology revolutions and correct the missteps of the past. So now we know 4 digits for a year. So I know I speak for the faculty when I say we're excited. We're truly excited to see you go forth and use your Carolina degree to make a mark on the world. The tech world needs Carolina computer science graduates. But before we send you off, we have some awards to give out. So to begin, I'd like to recognize Mr. Joshua Vakita. Mr. Vakita is a PhD student in the department and is here today as a representative of the Computer Science Graduate Students Association, otherwise known as the CSSA. The CSSA is an entity that represents the interests of graduate students in the computer science department. The CSSA organizes social events and participates in the governance of the department. And each year, they present an award to a faculty member or two for excellence in graduate teaching. And Mr. Vakita will now present their award.
Thank you, Dr. Jaffe. So I'm pleased to be here to represent the CSSA. And so the award that I'll be giving today is, we first solicit nominations, and then there's a vote among the graduate students. There's about 150 of us in the department, believe it or not. You might not see us all the time. But we do a vote, and we determine 2 faculty to give a teaching award to each year. So this has been an annual award since the first award was in May of 1995. So this award is older than I am. And awardees of recipients of this award, if I may say, be joining the rarefied ranks of people you may have heard of, such as Frederick Brooks, Gary Bishop, James Anderson, Montek Singh, Donald Porter. These have all won the award in prior years. And in the case of James Anderson, he's won it 7 times. I'll give you a few hints about who the awardees will be. Both awardees are actually first-year faculty, so they only joined the department in the fall, and they've already been doing such an excellent job that they've been winning this award. One was a Division I basketball player as an undergrad. The other, in light of it being Mother's Day, was so honorable to their mother that when their mother chose to do a PhD at the same time as they did, they made sure that their mother graduated first. So will Saba Eskandarian and Dr. Geddes Bertasius please join me at the podium? So I'll say a little bit about some things that they said in the nominations that I received from students. About Geddes, they said that he taught the most challenging content in a way that inspired students to think and reason, not just the content, the actual skills to learn more. They praised that he linked theory to practice, a creative course structure, and he actively engaged in class in such a way that made it one of the best special topics classes the students said they had ever had at UNC in computer science. So, Geddes, let's congratulate you for this award. Now I'd like to say a little bit more about, about Saba here. So Saba, I've had the pleasure of getting to know really well over this past year, but I'll tell you things the students said in the nomination form. So they noted that Dr. Eskandarian went above and beyond to make learning possible for all students during a very challenging fall semester. So Saba, the course that everyone really loved of his, he taught in the fall. And so as you all may know, we were doing Zoom, hybrid classes. It was really hard on both you all and on instructors to make this work. But Saba was able to do it. His lectures were engaging and compelling. His excitement was refreshing, they said. He held extra sessions outside of his normal office hours, so going above and beyond to make sure that a very challenging course was a fantastic one. Another student noted that Saba is one of the most compassionate, kind, and hard-working faculty that they've had the pleasure of interacting with. So thank you, Dr. Eskandarian and Dr. Bertarius.
teaching is one of the most important things we do as faculty, so congratulations again to Professors Eskandarian and Bertasos for your great efforts. So next we have an award for excellence in undergraduate teaching, and I'd like to recognize Professor Ketan Mayer Patel. Professor Mayer Patel, known to the students as KMP, serves as our Director of Undergraduate Studies, and he will present the award for excellence in undergraduate teaching.
Hi. So, the Computer Science Undergraduate Faculty Award is given to a faculty member in the UNC Department of Computer Science that has made a positive environmental or educational impact on the undergraduate community. Based on multiple nominations for this individual, this year's award winner goes to Professor Aaron Smith. In their nominations, students noted that he's been an amazing professor for Comp 301 and Comp 455, always engaging us to be the best we could be, and he is always open to questions, is very enthusiastic in helping you find an answer. No matter how wild the question may be, he's a fantastic teacher, supportive mentor, and a great person. I will also note that while Aaron just joined our faculty this year as a teaching assistant professor, he in fact did his PhD work in our department prior to that, and so had been very involved in teaching as a graduate student as well. In fact, Aaron also won the university-wide Tanner Award, recognizing excellence in the teaching of undergraduates by graduate student teaching for his work just prior to joining us as an official faculty member. Aaron couldn't be with us today, so his award will be accepted by his brilliant PhD advisor who nurtured, mentored, and trained such a remarkable educator, and that would be me.
Professor Smith is with his mother on Mother's Day, and I suggested he probably wanted to come and bring his mom, but he thought she would be more impressed being home. So we now move from faculty awards to student awards, and the first is the John M. Glotzer Award for Excellence as a Teaching Assistant. So Dr. Glotzer is a former graduate student in the department who earned his master's degree here in computer science. And John was a very interesting student, so although he only received a master's degree, he's still Dr. Glotzer because he actually came to our graduate program as an MD, as a medical doctor. And in fact, he was a cardiac surgeon. Now he works at Amazon. When John graduated, he wanted to give back to the department and realized that at the time that we had no awards for teaching assistants. So teaching assistants, or TAs, these are typically graduate students who tutor students, hold office hours, grade papers, run help sessions, and sometimes give guest lectures to the class. So John created the award, which we now give in his name, and the award goes to the most outstanding teaching assistant as decided by the faculty and the undergraduate population. The award is a cash prize, and the winner's name is engraved on a plaque in the lobby of Citterson. So, will Zhen Wei please join me on stage? So while Zhen makes her way to the stage, let me read some comments from some of her nominations. Zhen was a lifesaver this semester. I've not had a better and more helpful TA. She single-handedly set up an automated submission and grading system for computational photography, Comp 572. And when Zhen quickly saw the need, she took on the challenge, setting up a quick version in the first couple of weeks and constantly building on it during the semesters, and will be using this software for years. She was very responsive to students and worked very hard, with office hours running into the evenings to help students learn and complete their work. Anytime a fire needed to be put out, Zhen was there with an extinguisher. Her fellow TAs said she was an amazing coworker, super reliable, and whenever any issues came up, she was one of the most diligent TAs they'd ever seen at UNC. So thank you, Zhen, for your work. Now, I said teaching assistants are typically graduate students, but they're not the only students that are helping out in the classroom. Undergraduates also serve as tutors and graders and classroom assistants, particularly for our introductory programming sequence. So these undergraduate assistants, called learning assistants, or LAs, are just as important as graduate teaching assistants. And LAs, as the name sounds, assist in the learning process. They help make large classes seem smaller and more personal. So to recognize excellence as a learning assistant, today we give out an award to the best LA as selected by students in the intro programming sequence. The award is given in the name of Dr. Diane Pozevsky. Dr. Pozevsky is an alum, a PhD alum of this department, who had a long and distinguished career with IBM, rising to the level of IBM Fellow, which is the highest technical rank within the corporation. Dr. Pozevsky then retired from IBM and joined the faculty here in computer science as a teaching faculty member, and in retirement, she taught for another 20 years. So, let me again recognize our Director of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Caitlin Mayer-Patel, to present the Diane Pozevsky LA of the Year Award.
Thank you. All right, so this year's winner is Jenin Park. As he makes his way, as they make their way here. Among the nominating comments, they've been the most active and engaging LA I've ever had during my time at UNC, and they were the most helpful LA I've interacted with. They even helped out with econ in the intro comp sequence, always being compassionate and patient while explaining concepts I struggled with super effortlessly. And while I was hesitant before about reaching out to LAs and professors, they helped me shake off a lot of this intimidation and make me feel really welcome in this major and at this school. Jenna, congratulations.
Also carries a cash prize, and Jimin's name will be engraved in a plaque on the lobby of Citizen Hall. Next, we have the Stephen F. Weiss Award for Outstanding Achievement. Established in 2010, this award honors Professor Emeritus Stephen F. Weiss. Professor Weiss was a faculty member in computer science for over 40 years and served as the chairman of the department from 1989 through 2004. Professor Weiss remains one of our most decorated instructors, as exemplified by his winning of the 2007 Thomas Jefferson Award that's presented by the Office of Faculty Governance. The award we give today in Professor Weiss's name is for Outstanding Achievement in Computer Science. The award is actually given to a rising senior, so currently a junior in computer science, who's demonstrated academic excellence and made significant contributions to the computer science community. The award provides a partial scholarship, and the recipient's name will also be engraved on a plaque in the lower lobby of Citizen. So will Nihar Vajja please join me on stage? So Nihar is a rising senior, and over the last 3 years has excelled inside and outside of the classroom and truly embodies the spirit of the Weiss Award. Nihar is a Chancellor Science Scholar and conducts research on an NIH grant. That's a grant from the National Institute of Health, a very prestigious organization. And the grant is led by researchers at UNC Chapel Hill and UC San Diego. The project uses neuroimaging data to assist physicians in making treatment decisions for patients with epilepsy. And the research team, for example, at UCSD thinks the world of Nihar, and they're trying to get him to leave Carolina to go out to California to be in their neuroscience PhD program. And if all of that isn't impressive enough, Nihar is also a learning assistant for Comp 311, and he's the president and founder of the UNC Chapel Hill ACM Club. And so for these reasons, we're proud to present you the Stephen F. Weiss Award for 2022. Congratulations. Okay, before presenting the graduates, the class of 2022 has elected 2 of their members to speak to us today and share a few thoughts about their time at Carolina and the time with their class of 2022. So at this time, I'd like to invite Jack Decker and Jenna Levy to the stage. Jack hails from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Jenna is from Raleigh.
Hello, world. Just to preface, Campy didn't quite trust us to write a speech on our own, so we put a bunch of past commencement speeches through an AI, and what we'll be reading is the result.
First of all, thank you to KMP and the entire computer science department for choosing us to represent the CS class of 2022. I know we're both incredibly excited and more than a little grateful to be standing on the stage today.
Yes, incredibly grateful. Now, I know most of you are here to see us speak, and by most of you I mean my mom.
And my dad.
But we're here to celebrate the class of 2022. We did it!
Hey. A huge congratulations to all of us. I'm so incredibly proud of the entire community of CS students here at Carolina. Doubly proud for us for what we've accomplished in these last 4 years. It's been a weird time. Not going to get into it because we've all went through COVID. But to be here standing on stage in person with y'all is something I couldn't have imagined happening 2 years ago. I mean, Zoom classes were cool and all, but the 3 times I've gone to class this semester have been way more interesting.
In all seriousness, I'm incredibly grateful to have been a part of the CS community here at UNC. It's definitely been challenging, but also incredibly rewarding. Most importantly, it's also been a lot of fun. And the most fun and fulfilling moments haven't just been the ones I'd imagined before I came here. It hasn't just been walking to class with friends, Starbucks in hand, catching a frisbee from across the quad, and returning it with impeccable form on a bright sunny day. It was also the surprises and excitement that came from being fully immersed here at Carolina.
Looking back, it's rarely the assignments or the tests that I was so stressed about that I remember. It's all those little moments that Jen is talking about. Remember our first time rushing Franklin Street freshman year? I had no idea that that was a thing. All of my friends just started running out of the house, and I followed. Next thing I know, I'm surrounded by 10,000 people, and we've all just become accomplices to arson. I'll never forget holding the shoulders of my friends around me and jumping up and down with the biggest grin on my face.
Yeah, I don't know if rushing Franklin Street is exactly considered small. But when we look back, we'll also think of the times in Citizen. When you're sitting at a table with your friends and laughing because not a single one of you can figure out how to implement Dijkstra's algorithm. You've all been drinking coffee for the last 14 hours straight, and one of you finally figures it out. Or finishing the project you've been working on for the entire semester, with all the nuts and bolts coming into place perfectly, right at the last second. I don't think I've ever gotten a rush like that, and I'm grateful that we all got to share in accomplishments like those. We can make a fortune bottling that feeling.
And it's not just a fleeting feeling of accomplishments that those nights bring. I've built plenty of amazing relationships here. And while some of those were at parties or at work, a ton were also through my classes and this department. Whoever said that nothing builds camaraderie like battles fought together clearly had never been to Comp 283 office hours. Some of my most endearing friendships were built around the warming red glow of VS Code's error output. Seriously though, like Jenna said, working with people you just met or longtime friends to learn new ideas and solve problems is one of the best experiences I've learned to love in my time here. Seeing them out at He's Not the next day, that just solidifies those friendships.
It's those friendships that I'm most thankful for. But I'm also grateful for my most challenging assignments and how much they taught me. Sure, binary search trees were hard for me to figure out, and don't even get me started on hidden Markov models. But the one thing that stands out to me is actually one of my first CS assignments I ever completed in Comp 101. I had no idea I would end up studying computer science, but I was having a fun time learning how to code. I didn't face many challenges until I was hit with the Tamagotchi assignment. For those of you who don't know what a Tamagotchi is, it's a game that's usually on a little handheld device and it has a pet on it. If you don't feed, play with, or give the pet water, it will die. My task was to create a rudimentary version of this as a computer program. I did, and it was awesome, and I was really happy to have created my little Tamagotchi, until I realized it was functionally immortal. I tried everything. I starved it, I parched it, I refused to play with it, but my little Tamagotchi persisted. The Tamagotchi, which was supposed to emulate a children's toy, had simply become too powerful for me. It was the first time during my college experience that I was really faced with a challenge I didn't think I could solve. I had no idea what was wrong. Turns out it was the age-old bane of every computer scientist, a missing semicolon.
And I'm sure we all have stories like that. And while we all love to rag on the difficulty of our assignments, or reminisce on all the hard times we had, I don't think a single one of us could say that this department didn't teach us how to solve real-world problems with real-world tools. The love and care that the professors put into their work is second to none. The staff, besides being incredibly helpful and supportive, are also some of the most creative people I've ever met. If you've ever seen the light bulb go off in a freshman's head as they watch Chris Jordan explain how code works using peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure half of us wouldn't have stuck through with our tenure at CS if it hadn't been for the faculty. Hell, I don't think half of us wanted to be computer science majors when we came here in the first place.
I know I certainly didn't plan on becoming a CS major, at least. When I was little, and my parents asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would always answer by saying that I wanted to be a flower. By the time college came around, I was pretty certain that this simply would not be a possibility, but I was also pretty certain that I would not be studying computer science here. I, like many of my fellow graduates, had no exposure to CS before I came here and very little interest in exploring it. Luckily, I was required to take Comp 101 as a freshman, and like many of us sitting here today, I absolutely fell in love with computer science. I could not have predicted that I'd be graduating with a computer science degree from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
It's pretty crazy how life works out like that sometimes. Going into the real world kind of feels the same way, you know? We all have this perfect notion of what success looks like. Maybe that's a nice corporate job in a high-rise apartment in a big city, or maybe that's bartending at a little beach town with a condo on the water. Whatever that idea is, for any of us, I'm sure real life is going to throw wrenches our way. Remember those first couple weeks of freshman year? Running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to meet new people, get good grades, and fit in some time for sleep? I think that's a pretty good analogy for how real life is going to feel. But you know, we're here, we made it to this arena, surrounded by people who we love, and it was all right in the end. I know that that's what we're going to accomplish in the real world too.
Thank you, Jack and Jenna. And now for the main event, the recognition of our Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts graduates. Congratulations, you made it. And you didn't take the easy path. Computer science, as I said, is really one of the most challenging majors in the college. You not only survived, but you excelled. And the world has recognized this. When we held career fairs, companies from all over the United States, from every state, flew to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to interview you, to hire you, because of the quality of your studies. So congratulations to all of you. It's an honor to present you with these degrees. So we'll begin with the Bachelor of Science degree. Today we honor 285 Bachelor of Science degrees. I should also mention, given my reference earlier, 2000, that the major, we missed our 20th anniversary of the major because of the pandemic. The major started around 2001, and that initial graduating class had less than 30 students in it. So it's grown quite a bit. So Professor Keithameyer Patel, our Director of Undergraduate Studies, will call out the names of each graduate, and Professor Jasleen Kaur will help me in handing out certificates. And let me mention that for those that have any issues, normally it's my practice to shake your hand and congratulate you, but I'm happy to take your lead if you're concerned about physical contact with COVID. So we can fist bump, you can give me a chicken wing, or you can just walk right on by. So I'm down. So as the students march up here, you're going to notice that a number of them are wearing different sort of cords and stoles around their necks. And the cords represent an honor that the student has earned, and the stoles represent organizations with whom the student affiliates. So for example, the gold cards are worn by students graduating with honors or highest honors. The red, white, and blue cords are military honor cords worn by veterans and active military, and those who are going to be commissioned upon graduation. And the blue and white cords are for Buckley's public service scholars. So as your name is called, please come forward and receive your certificate.
Just before we begin here, I just want to apologize for anyone whose name I mispronounce, and especially for all the South Asian parents in the room. I was just born in Chicago, so. Saraf Bahali. Avi Feldman. Rahul Narvekar. Nashida Yadav. Abhay Zala. And I also apologize because they were also invited to write a little quote, and I'm supposed to read them, and I've already screwed up. Not the first people's, but I will read them from now on. All right. Matthew Pinto. Matthew wants to thank his friends and family and all the CS faculty staff for their support. Tobias Vestal. Tobias would like to thank his parents for their help in his college journey. Jacob Hart. Jacob would like to thank his friends and family for their love and support every step of the way. Alexander Yeltsin. Shout out to the CS department who, after 4 years of teaching us fancy algorithms, sorted us by, not by last name, but essentially with the BOGO sort. Samuel Philip Miller. So long and thanks for all the fish. Alexander G. Lewis. Pierre Nicholas Perry. Helen Amelia McGinnis. Adam Lynn. Adam wants to thank his parents and family for their unending love and support. Owen Troy Zook. Zook. Pronounced like Buck. Oh, the Z inside the B. It's right there. I'm sorry. Alexander Mark Harvey. I want to thank Andre. I only did as well as I did in a lot of my classes because I had such a competent study partner. Andres Manivar. John William Feshik. Alexis Dans. Alexis wants to thank her friends and family for the support. Kate S. Allen. Chen Fang Chen. William Booker. Yahad Zhou. Ziyao Sheng. Elena Elizabeth Randolph. Thank you to everyone who has supported me. Sophia Kappas. Anna Elise Beaver. Claire Latham. Caitlin Mirabella. Helen Trom. Chase Gruella. Nathaniel Fulmer. Nathaniel wants to thank his huge family and all his friends. Samuel James Tackaberry. James Park. I thank all my friends who came to my graduation. Rylan Drabeldis. Rylan wants to thank his family for coming from all over the country to support him. Lydia Mohammed. Thank you to God, parents, and family and friends who supported me through this journey. Krish Changera. Rob Lesher. Rob wants to thank his faculty, his family for their support. Hannah Tisha. Hannah wants to thank her parents for their support. Happy Mother's Day. Mansi Sakarbadia. Thank you to my parents for their support and all my professors. Happy Mother's Day. Harrison Zhang. Sheesh. Sammy Habib. Leanna Garing. Leanna is graduating with a degree in math and computer science. Mark Aiello. Leon Ash. Ray Mazur. Jojo Zhu. Thanks to the parents and friends and everyone who supports me. Christian David Now. Drive fast, take chances. Mohammed Habilawala. Mohammed would like to wish a very happy Mother's Day to all of the beautiful mothers here today. Amar Puri. Lindsay Zoe. How lovely it will be for this moment to last forever. Shara He. Sheha Kortakudi. Alice Gardner Hayes. Blaine Hill. Blaine would like to thank his parents, Tim and Denise, his fiancée, Enid Rose, and his friends for all of their love. Javier Serrato Rojas. Javier wants to thank his parents and older sister, Anna, for their support. Evan Chandler Rivas. Noah M. Willand. Riley Inman. Riley would like to thank her family and partners for being there for her throughout the good times and Mishka Filizar. Thank you for my family and friends for all of it. Amanda Harris. Immense gratitude to my family for holding me down. Dana Rubin. Hi, Mom. Megan Mott. Megan wants to thank her parents for inspiring her to go into computer science. Mansi Rajeshmani. She wants to thank her mom, dad, siblings, and loved ones for their support. Kenneth Corley Mook. The greatest to ever do it. Saya Basu. Shrikar Chalalavada. He wants to say Happy Mother's Day to his beautiful mother, happy early birthday to his awesome brother Akil, and happy early cutie day to his handsome father. Siddharth Murthy wants to thank family and friends and wishes his mom a happy birthday. Bhavin Chowdhury. Sorry to mom and dad for not going pre-med. Vasya Bulan. Maitri Sivaraman. She wants to thank her parents, sister, and friends for all of their support. Neha Jakinpuri. She wants to thank all of her family and friends for supporting her the past 4 years. Shout out to Wicks. Jessica Boone. To my family, thank you for always loving and supporting me. I'm walking today because of you. Men Kuan Ron. Beat Duke. Li Xingda. Yuhao Huang. Tech stocks to the moon. Yaochen Shen. Hello world. Yijia Wang, aka GitHub Genius. Joshua Kim. Catherine Lee. William Ching. Thank you for my friends and family for your unlimited support. Daniel Manila. Daniel wants to thank his family and friends for being with him every step of the way. Danny Chow. Shout out to Michael Jordan, even though he doesn't know me. Yeah. Rushil Shah. Shout out Mando for getting buckets. Lady Miller. Andrew Wukchung Ho. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Happy Mother's Day. Rocket League is better than CS Geo. I'm not sure. Jason Hu. Thank you, Mom, for giving me phones so I can play Rocket League. Long Leg. CSGO is the best. Vivek Patel. Shout out to my friends, family, and Rocket League for getting me. Andrew Schumann. Kshagra Chopra. Brighton Schaffner. Chiazo Agino. Chiazo wants to thank her big Nigerian family for flying in from California. Harita wants to thank her family and friends for their support and encouragement. Mary Amelia Inlow. Thank you, everyone. Shane Hoffman. I would like to thank my parents, friends, and Robot Plucky, who said, "Heroes set remembered, but legends never die." Graham McDougall Carey. Andrew Chun. Andrew would like to thank his friends and family for their love and support. Esri White. Much love to Team 110 and all my friends and family. Sina Zadeh. Mark Lewis. Victoria Hoffman. Chelsea Helene Rowe. Marshall Bettler. Helen Charbonnet. Arlene Walls. Christian Michael Lazuski. Ibrahim Nail Mubarak. Adam Winnick. Zihong Chen. Nalan Gaddis. Joshua Adam Cogdell. Emily Fallon. Slay what you want to slay. Aiden Carter Scott. Carter wants to inform the CS department that you cannot get rid of him that easily. He's in the BSMS joint program. Ruben Sharma. Thanks to my computer for not blowing up. Justin Bautista. He is goated with the sauce. Jeff Lynn. And now they always say congratulations. Kaimani Sims. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Mike Ruckoff. Thanks to everyone who supported my dreams. Jordan Aceman. Jordan wants to say Happy Mother's Day to his mom. Eli Zachary. Eli would like to thank his parents, Stack Overflow, and MSPadventures.com for Alexander Penzik wants to thank his parents for their love and dragging his brothers here for their support too. Abigail Wingo. Love and thanks to my friends and family. Catherine Taheri. Alexander Morton. Keshav Shah. Thank you to UNC CS Department for providing opportunities that combine my skills and creative interests. Matthew Brightman. Happy Mother's Day. Richard Cheeky. Richard wants to thank his family for the support. So sorry. Jack Decker. Joshua Parker. Shout out to Jacob Parker for now being the second best coder in the family. Lars David Lundberg. Lars wants to thank his parents for their amazing support. Happy Mother's Day. Caden McGammon. Minkinen. Hayden would like to thank his mom and dad for being the biggest supporters in his life and that he loves them so much. Jennifer Ewing. Jenny would like to thank her mom and dad for being the best parents ever. Audrey Elizabeth Dockendorf. Audrey would like to thank her family for their love and support. Christina Marie Alpera. Shout out to my brother Pete for being the best homie. Love you. Ben James. Thank you, love you all so much. Brooke Luther. Hunter Sigmund. Eli Handler. Santoshvili Nukalka. I want to thank my family and friends for their support. Amitla Vanikumar. Amitla wants to thank her family for all their support. Charlotte Wong. Charlotte wants to thank her parents for their unending support. William Durham Ritchie. Pranav Murahari Shintalupudu. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Eden Chen. Thank you for my friend and family for all this. Kelsey Fonteleroy. John Lahulia. Anthony Lamb. Jack Christopher Mangan. Jake wants to thank his family for all their love and support. And good genes. Dimitri Levine. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for pushing me to be my best. And a happy Mother's Day to all the moms who came here today. Denver Massey. Denver would like to thank his parents, Julia and Wade, for their incredible support. Emily Pumer. Kevin Z. Wynn. He pairs the milk before the cereal. Pours the milk before the cereal. Brian D. Wynn. This guy's Adam Huang. Vivian Lee. Vivian wants to thank her family and friends for their unending support. Yinua Piu. Yinua wants to thank her parents and professors, Mohi Funso, for all the support. Xinchen Yang. Xinchen wants to thank her friends for their support, especially her roommate. Kaihao Liu. Alan Lee. Mike Zheng. Han Goa. Megan Zhang. Megan thanks her parents for their endless support. Michael B. Grant Forey. Advaith Dyer. Charlie Tran. Love you, Mom, Auntie, Uncle, Washington, Maggie, Amada, Monty, Soul, Stephanie, and Vivian. Thank you. Monty Evans. Semaphores broke me, the rest was great. Matthew James. Thanks, Pitt. Seven Gill. Sun Hu Song. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Thanks. Kelly Yu. Kelly wants to thank her parents for their love and support. Happy Mother's Day. Siddharth Suman Gupta. He would like to thank Mom, Dad, and his brother for their love and support and wishes Mom a lovely Mother's Day. Kevin Liu. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and thanks to my family for all of their support. Theodore Wang. Viru Umla. Viru would like to dedicate this to his parents and Stack Overflow for their love and support. I think his parents need the love and support. George Dimitrov. Thank you to my parents, brother, and friends for helping me succeed. Daniel Koseha. Tejas Ruthi. Archib Kulkarni. Archib would like to thank his family and friends for all their help and support. Hugh Williamson. Big changes. Mason John Snavely. Happy Mother's Day. Arpita Das. Thank you to my family and friends for always being there for me, and I love you. Simran Kaur Sidhu. Simran would like to thank her family for their constant support. Finley Claire Sun. Sahith Reddy Desham. In addition to my family, I'd like to thank Politely Stacked Overflow and, I can't read, I'm sorry for supporting me throughout my journey. Vikram PT. I'll be back. Matthew Michael Wasalak. Matthew wants to thank his family for believing in him so strongly throughout this program. Carolyn Perez. Hello, world. Will Henson. Will wants to thank his family for continuously pushing him and for everyone to remember that with great power comes great responsibility. Kendall Kinsley Miller. You had me at Hello World. Connor Lewis Hammond. Love you, Mom and Dad. Grant Sitniak. Ferris Alcoco. Yu Young Sun. Chuasen Lin. Chinwei Zhang. Long live love. Kafir Tom. Kafir wants to thank everyone. Rush B. Jin Yuan Chan. Shoyang Shane. Thanks to my friends and all the CS families. B Chen Q. Beat Duke again next year. Si Sheng Wang. Liu Zheng. Yue Miao. Yue wants to thank their friends, professors. Go Tar Heels. Wanyong Feng. Peng Hao Wang. Peng Hao wants to thank Dr. Snigdha Chatterjee, Dr. Colin Raffel, and the amazing NLP group at UNC. Nicole Mystery.
Next, we'll recognize our Bachelor of Arts candidates. So will the BA students please come to the stage. This year we're awarding a total of 159 BA degrees. The BA degree differs from the BS degree in that the BA has fewer required courses and hence more flexibility to combine the study of computer science with other disciplines.
All right, very good.
Chun Young. Owen McGuire Stiegel. Owen wants to thank his family for their support. Matthew Martin. Devin Wesley Lynch. Devin would like to thank his parents for their support and me, apparently, for accepting his ridiculous final project submission. Graham Burry. Thanks to my family and friends. 18 go to 22. Lillian Children. I did it, Dad. Robert Joseph Bennett. Zachary Zeppelin. David James Prendergast. Lucy Hill. Jenna Levy. Tatiana Kelleher. Meghna Sharma. Meghna loves Pearl Hacks. Neha Prabhu. Logan Qualkenbush. Jack Krupa. Alex Lee. Joshua Trzynski. Tanner Hawkins. Tanner would like to thank his family for the never-ending love and support. P.S. KMP is the GOAT. Ashley Wortham. Ashley is graduating with a degree in computer science and information science. Hamza Wagdi Elmak. We'd like to thank his friends and family for getting him where he is today. Habib Mohammed Qadri. Wahi Mohammed Khan. Radha Patel. She wants to support as well as all the girls who code. Kyle Adam Matala. Philemon Holland. I'd like to witness this and then this back. I'm going to wish these days haven't gone by so fast. Maxwell Otto Matani. Maxwell Otto wants to thank his initials on the special day. Brandon Ward. Brandon wants to thank his parents for their never-ending love and support. Samuel Finlay. Keishan Changola. Anthony Kozart II. Brian Restrepo. Nautica Barton. Hey, guess what? Chicken meat. Happy Mother's Day. David Fry. George Chen. Sorry, I still don't understand extras. Samuel Chow. I'd like to thank my family and David Playset. Claire Sue. Thanks to the CS department for leaving snacks in the locker. Bronson Gatz. I would like to thank my family in the basement of the UL for getting me here. Shaunak Lahiri. Anna Shu. Thank you, Silverson and Team Montana, for being home to me at Carolina. Rebecca Sewell. Thank you to Chris and Khaki, the 110 team, and my family for being with me through it all. Josh Lavette. Thanks to my family and Team 110. Jasper Christie. Esther Moon. Esther wants to thank her family. Megan Renee Barker. Thanks and lots of love to my family. Happy birthday, Mom. Yang Chen. Janvi Kulkarni. Thank you to my mom, dad, brother, grandpa, and dog, Zoe, for all the love and support. Brianna Lee. Michael Anthony Gore. Brian Yoro. Graduation of this true console, Allison Cinconi. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. I wouldn't be here without you. Jillian Nicole Araya. Hey, look, Mom, I made it. Christopher Kong. Chris wants to thank his mom and brother for coming. Avery Clark. Avery wants to thank his family and friends for their love and support. Ari Farber. Ari would like to thank his partner Lydia and his parents for helping him achieve this. Maggie Calliser. Elena Knudsen. I, Don, graduated. Ashley Dos Santos. They told my mom not to expect much, and I'm not sorry to disappoint. Leif Rasmussen. Michael Adrian Christman. Amaya Jenkins. Amaya would like to thank her family for all of their support. Vanessa Munoz Cuevas. Vanessa wants to thank her mom and brothers for their support. Narivi Roblero Escalante. Narivi wants to thank her family and friends for all their support. Pick him. Shout out to Monte for being such a dedicated professor. Edward Shao. Jordan Killingberg. Jordan wants to thank Sama Sami for getting her through her comp sci degree. Sama Sami. Thank you to Amira, Crystal, Art, and Amber for their support and being here today. Ryan Ford Moki. Jonathan Siegel. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Christina Shimolewski. Serena Zhu. Effort is another name for miracle. Chetan Gongidi. Addison Rothman. Addison thanks her parents for everything they've done to get her here. She couldn't have done without them. Sena Atai. Excellent. Seminar Karayaka. Thanks to me for the iconic sushi assignment. Julia Holyakova. Julia wants to thank her parents and friends for their undying support. Jared Evan Cohen. Richard William Gabrielli. When in doubt, use a hash map. Benjamin Milan Rubinowitz. Benjamin thanks his family for the support. No, I'm not going to say it. Muhammad Yusuf Abbasi. Yusuf thanks his Amiji and Alberto. Arif Bustillo. Paula. Joseph Tom. And parents, friends, and family. Chastain Kambiazaka. Gracias to Mom and Dad, Tori's sister, and niece. I love you guys. Yanan Suan. May the Tar Heel be with me. Yombin Gong. I'm not done with CS yet. Maylin Wu. It's a good day to be a Tar Heel.
This year there were 37 students who minored in computer science. I don't know how many of them are here. Typically most of these students attend their primary department's graduation. But if there are some here today, we'd be happy to recognize them. Oh, okay. We'll celebrate them nonetheless. All right. So next we present our postgraduate degrees, starting with the Master of Science degree in Computer Science. Would the Master of Science graduates please come to the stage? This year we awarded 23 MS degrees, and Professor Justine Kaur, our Director of Graduate Studies, will call your names. As your name is called, please come forward and receive your certificate.
Sushi and Wong. Hussam Sheikh, thank you for all your support, Mom and Dad. Komal Isarani, Komal wants to thank your family for your support and help. Akash Krishna. Malcolm Charles Stark, many thanks to my friends, family and the UNC faculty. Omar Halal Shaban. Alhamdulillah, all praise belongs to God. Raj Patel, thank you to my friends, family and UNC faculty for all their support. Christopher Long Gazelle. Kevin Lane, thank you for the support of my mother and wife throughout their arduous and fulfilling journey.
And now for our Doctor of Philosophy candidates. This year, 13 PhDs will be awarded. The PhD program is a little unusual and it's not tied to the regular academic calendar. So when students finish their PhD, they tend to leave at various times of the year. However, we do have some that are here to join us today, and we'd like to recognize them. So as your name is called, please come forward and receive your congratulations.
All right.
Lisa Bauer.
So this concludes the Department of Computer Science graduation ceremony. Once again, to all of our graduates, congratulations and best wishes for the future. We wish you all the best. Please keep in touch. While many of you will be leaving, you will forever remain a graduate of this institution with a special connection to this department. We look forward to hearing about your successes as you make your way in the world. Come back anytime and tell us what you've been doing. And if you can't visit in person, of course, you can always visit us on the web or Facebook. To the families, thank you for attending and congratulations on your success here with your family member. Let's give all the graduates one last round. So with that, before we go, let me ask that we let the graduates exit first to avoid congestion. Thank you again for